Ladies and gents, welcome back. I have been reporting over the past week on the College of Psychologists of Ontario and their attacks against Jordan Peterson using their platform, their ability to take away a person's license to operate as a political weapon against Jordan in this light. And well, I have a few guests on tonight who are promoting an event that's taking place in Toronto this coming Wednesday. And I'd like to introduce you to both Bethan Nodwell and Stacey Kauder. Kauder, did I pronounce that right? Kauder?
Which one are you going with? The one that we want or the one that it is Kauder? But I think Bethan wants
College.
to Frenchify it.
Unless you want to
Yes.
Frenchify it. Okay. Couture. Couture. My bad. Welcome to the show. And thank you for joining me today. You guys are promoting, you ladies are promoting this event coming up in this week to go to the actual location, the office of the College of Psychologists of Ontario in Toronto. I have a poster here that you guys have posted online. The call to action: we stand with Jordan Peterson, defend free speech in Canada, and that's Wednesday, the January 11th, 2023 at noon. And this is this is how we bring it to people's attention that we don't appreciate what it is that they're doing. So what is? We'll start with you, Stacey. How did this event become a thing, and what is the goal of this event?
Well, to be truthful, Bethan and I were chatting on the phone. We're talking about what we were seeing on social media, and it's kind of, if you know me, my instant response is let's kind of have a rally. Let's promote a rally. Let's promote a rally and see if we can get some speakers. And Bethan's like, of course, my partner is 100% in, head first.
Beautiful.
I can let her speak to that first
Yeah.
and then,
Bethan, you want to speak to that?
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it came down hard, and I read Jordan Peterson's tweet as a bit of a distress call. He was calling for support, and perhaps he was calling for support in the traditional means of using the petitions, and people can call the 1-800 number. But doing rallies since the convoy is something that Stacey and I know how to do. And we know it has an impact, particularly on local levels. It may not have an impact on Mr. Trudeau, or he never lets us see him sweat. But when it comes to organizing at a municipal level or at a school board level, even at a provincial level, we know that rallies have a great effect on those who are, involved working, putting motions forward, coming up with bad ideas. And so when we show up, they get nervous.
Yeah, I suppose
Protests are
that's
really,
this is
sorry, I
a
just want to say that protests are really important to show as a demonstration of our freedom of speech. Like Bethan and I just went to the Netherlands. You can't protest there, so it's really important to us that we exercise that right to protest,
well,
especially if Jordan Peterson can't.
and they're trying to bring this the ability to protest. They're trying to mitigate our ability to actually go out and do these things. We all saw what happened back in February of last year, almost a year to now since the Freedom Convoy, and it was crushed by the Trudeau government with the suspension of our Charter of Rights and Freedoms with the Emergencies Act. With that, now, who are some of the speakers that are going to be coming to this event in the next on Wednesday?
So we
Bethan
have,
already has the final list. Yeah.
I do have a list. We're excited. We have some of our favorites. So we have Rick Nichols, we have Maxime Bernier, who's coming in special to do this. We have a comedian, Ben Bankus. We have who's hilarious. Um, and with particularly, I'll just note with comedians, uh, if they don't have the right to offend, there is no comedy. So I'd love to see more and more comedians come forward, particularly in support of Jordan Peterson, because he has gone on so many comedians' podcasts. That's an aside, but we wanted to make sure we had that represented. And we have Dr. Mary O'Connor. She's a physician from Ottawa. That's a whole other branch of practitioners who have also experienced persecution by their licensing boards. We are also not new to protesting in front of the College of Physicians and Surgeons. They may know our work. And we have Palminder Singh, who's an important freedomer within the movement. And we have Devin Thompson, who is also an important freedomer within the movement. Oh, Stacey, who are the other two?
Dan Freiheit, like the best lawyer there is in town, truly. 1-800-lawyer. And Amanda Forbes, she's the children's president of the Children's Health Defense.
So what can people expect?
She's coming down to.
What can people expect to be a part of if they chose to come down to this event? You said that there has been several events at the College of Physicians. How did those events go down, and how was it? I know there's a lot of people that'd be happy to go to these places, but they're worried about getting in trouble. They're worried about getting in trouble to go and support the people that they care about, the causes that they care about. What actually happens at these events? They're not what the news obviously wants to portray them to be.
Did you see Unacceptable Views? Because half of that movie is video footage of the rally at the CPSO, where we invited Dallas Fillion, and she runs a group called Silent Survivors out in Peterborough, and it was formed after her daughter got an adverse reaction to the vaccine, and so she has a group. And at that rally, we had she just held up pictures of everyone who had been hurt by a vaccine, and she read off their injury, and then we hung it up on a clothesline and made an art installation out of it. So I think for some people it's really cathartic. It's important to show up and listen to their stories, because not only are they not silent, they're silenced in the media, but their injuries make them silenced. Some of them are in bed, and they are physically unable to speak about their harm. So we need to show up. We need to have these rallies for them, and we need to give them opportunities to speak. So that's kind of what Bethan and I have done for the past year, and we're going to continue to do, is we're creating forums for people to show up in Canada and have a forum and a venue and opportunities to speak. So that's like also, coming back to Jordan Peterson, we need to have forums and opportunities to speak either in the public or in a private setting, or in an office with a client. It's not a licensing board's business, and and we have to exercise our right to freedom of speech.
So before we got into the recording, and we were actually chatting about, and you brought up, Bethan, how important it is for us to stand up for these rights, to speak our mind and not have these institutions used as weapons against us. How this could affect all of us. This isn't just something that will be Jordan Peterson one and done. This is kind of they start there. This is a starting point.
Yeah.
And we have to nip it in the bud there. I know I hold license from the Industry Training Authority of Canada. This is not just an industry, it's a federal thing. And if that Industry Training Authority were to disagree with what I say publicly and threaten my license over that, it would be just as egregious as this case here. So I mean, I'm not trying to take what you were saying before. Please feel free to just.
Like someone's gonna knock. I feel like we're gonna. Well, I kind of feel like we're gonna hear a knock, knock, knock on your door, Clyde, and someone's gonna be like, "Fuck, fuck, fuck." Here's we're revoking your license right now.
Well, I feel it's more egregious than that, because they don't even come to your door. They don't face you. They just send you a letter and say your license is being pulled because of things that you said on the internet, and you don't. It's really it's more sinister when it feels like you don't have a way of fighting back against it. At least if they were to show up at my door, I'd feel like I'd have at least somebody to talk to about it. But then they don't answer the phones, they don't answer your calls. This is the way things have been going, and I think by promoting events like this, it actually lends a voice to people to say, no, we're not gonna put up with this kind of thing. And I'm sorry if I'm taking the words out of your mouth here.
If they need a crowd to do it with and someone to hold their hand to do it with, there's lots of anonymity in a crowd too, and we're happy to provide that also. You know, just as you were saying with Jordan, like his he has to be very educated, which as you know, as an editor, I just, that irks me more than anything else, to feel that someone else has the authority over someone else's brain or voice, and that someone else is smarter than him, and that he has to be re-educated and fed some different kind of propaganda to spew out according to their agenda, is sickening, and that's not something we're going to tolerate. And this is also just rally number one, just so that's absolutely clear. So this is rally number one. We're going to keep coming back. And rally number two will happen whenever we want it to happen. And this isn't any kind of threat or anything, like Bethan, you know, but it'll happen, and it will happen so quick that they can't, you know, just like this one, it will happen within days, the moment we say so.
Mm-hmm.
So
basically,
I just want to tie in a few of those threads, and when you were talking about people being afraid, we are not yet at the point where we are in danger for protesting, but we are approaching that point. And many people criticize us, going, well, it's not freedom of speech, it's freedom of self-expression. It is both. And to be fully self-expressed requires the ability to speak freely. So we are just playing with words, and we're playing with language. This is about being the ability to speak freely, to speak bad ideas, to speak good ideas, to have debate, which is something that we've been sorely missing over the past 2 years. And so are people going to be in danger of arrest? Unlikely, unless they show up with, you know, and behave dangerously, then, you know, the cops will handle them appropriately. But we have yet to see that through people within the freedom movement. We've only seen that through infiltrators and political agitators who show up to cause disturbances. So one, I don't think that they'll be in any danger. But two, when you were speaking of Jordan and listen to me, Jordan, like I know him, but Dr. Peterson. All right. But but you know, secondly, is that, you know, he is one of the biggest heads of this Hydra. And if they could take it off, then every little person with a little platform is going to go scurrying. And unfortunately, he was sick in 2020. So he was in a hospital, and he missed a lot of the persecution that was happening to physicians in the country, like Dr. Trozzi, Dr. Paul Alexander, Dr. Hoff, Hodkinson, you know, they're all the ones losing their life.
Roche and Killian. Yeah, sorry, I don't want to cut you off. You could go on and on.
But they have been persecuted by their licensing bodies, and had, to some degree, Patrick Phillips had his license removed. Dr. Shoemaker just had his license removed. So they don't have Jordan's platform, and it's only now that he's kind of back feeling better again, and now he's in the game, and they are going for his head. But he is actually on a very big baseball team of medical professionals who have all experienced the loss of their licenses. So this is about rallying physicians and people who are you know, designated under licensing bodies to behave in a certain way, but are now being imposed on by leftist woke ideologies. And now is the time to stand, because if we don't talk now, there will be no talking in a year from now.
So this is a call to action for all the people out there that are in the area, in the neighborhood. Call to action. We stand with Jordan Peterson. Defend free speech in Canada, Wednesday, January 11th, 2023 at noon at the College of Psychologists. That's 110 Eglinton Avenue West, Toronto, Ontario. If you're in the area, you can go join in with this event that's being promoted. Go show up, be peaceful, be happy, be joyful with all the people that are there, and have fun.
There'll be music. We're gonna have some comedy. Like, it's not gonna be heavy. We're gonna have some fun, and we're gonna enjoy ourselves and do what it is that we do. We bring that spirit of the convoy with us, and we protested out in the cold, and we had a great time. Also, who knows what to expect weather-wise, so bring hats, mitts, umbrellas, I'm not hazmat
it's
suits,
January.
like whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
Expect it all.
And so I wanted to give a little tease to another event that you are both promoting as well. This can be coming up later on, and we won't get too much into it today, but I'll definitely mention this event. We'll have you back on to talk about that. It's closer to the event. This is the What Would Christine Anderson Do? Canadian tour, February 18th through 25th, 2023 for dates and tours. Locations, visit the website www.cadtour.com. You guys will be promoting that, and I'm looking forward to finding out. I'm just really sad that it won't be coming to Vancouver because that's close to me. I may have to, I don't know, maybe have to catch a flight for that. But I want to thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
I want to thank you, ladies, for coming on the show and telling us about this event and promoting this. And looking forward to speaking with you again.
Thanks, Clyde. You're awesome. Thanks to everybody in your audience as well for giving us their time.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys. And as always, keep on trucking.